Okay, y'all, I'm doing two videos in one day because I was just listening to a Beyonce song, I Care, and it just made me think about a situation I'm going through. So, I lost my virginity in my 20s because I was like so ashamed of having KT, and it was really bad for a while. I was just ashamed of my body or whatever, but I lost my virginity in my 20s to the last person I was in a relationship with, and I've been single for 2 years. Well, almost 2 years. And I actually, at the end of the relationship, I got pregnant. And I didn't know I was pregnant. And I had to go out of town. I had to get these tests done. And I had no idea that I was pregnant. And I was just going through a lot. I was depressed about the relationship because he cheated on me. And I felt like I had had a really good relationship before, but it had been such a long time. And I was so used to dealing with people that just prejudged me about the KT thing, and they just always made me feel bad. And he was so different, and he made me very happy. And he made me feel important and special and loved. I mean, he was a great guy until he started cheating on me, of course. And then he made up some lies about me. It was just a crazy situation, but that's neither here nor there. But the reason I'm making this video, and I will post it next Friday, so you'll see two videos with the same outfit, and the same makeup, and the same hair. But, yeah, I was pregnant. I didn't know I was pregnant. I went and got these tests done. They put dye in my body and injected me with some stuff. And of course, I was like, no, I'm not pregnant. And it was crazy. I was like stressed out, and I was like spotting, and I thought it was a period, but it wasn't. I was I was just not doing good, and I just didn't know because I was so stressed out and depressed. So, anyways, I had this test done or whatever at the hospital. I came back to my hotel because I was out of town. I was not in Toledo. I was in Cleveland. And I came back to my hotel and I ate, and like the middle of the night, I just had like the worst cramps ever of my life. And I felt like I was dying. And I went to the bathroom, and I didn't have to pee or number two or anything. But my stomach was like dropping, and I'm like, what the hell is going on? And I just felt I needed to push. So I started to push, and it was blood coming out, and it was just really bad. It was just terrible. And I actually texted the guy, and I was like, I think I'm having a miscarriage. What should I do? Because he already has 2 kids. And he was like, I ain't even going to say what he said. He just went off, and he was like, you lying or whatever. Because previously, when I found out that he was cheating on me, I knew he was cheating on me. But in my mind, I'm like, okay, you're going to change, and you're not going to do this because you see what a great relationship we're having, and we're having so much fun, and you're living with me. So if I call you on your crap, you're going to change it. And he said that he would. But in the middle of it, I just lied to him, and I was like, I'm pregnant. We need to use condoms because, we had never used condoms. And he gave me a reaction that I was not expecting. He was happy that I was pregnant. So I told him immediately, like, I'm not pregnant. I was just trying to scare you so we could use condoms. And he never got over it. And so when I ended up having my miscarriage in February, we broke up in December. So 2 months after we broke up, of course he didn't believe me. Well, it was like almost 2 months. It was like a month and a half. He didn't believe me, and I understand, and that's fine. So it happened. I told one person. I never told anybody else. And that was like a year ago. That was almost 2 years ago. So around my birthday, which last year, my 26th birthday, right before it, an ex-boyfriend of mine, not him, but another one, asked me to have his baby in a drunken state. And I was just like, no. And I was like, I'm about to have surgery this summer, and I don't want to do that because I had just had surgery. And I was like, I don't want to do it. And so we kind of got into it about it, whatever. I'm glad that didn't happen. And, after that, I was just like, whatever. I didn't care. It wasn't important to me. But, like, months later, um, I started feeling really sad, and I started getting depressed, and I was, like, crying all the time. And I have a little cousin who's actually going to be 2, and if I would have had a child, my child would have been born around the time that my little cousin was born. And I'm always around him, and it just started to make me very sad, very depressed. And I mean, I didn't know that I was pregnant, and I would have, if I would have known, I would have did a lot better by my body. Cause I was like drinking and stuff. I was going out. I was trying to forget about him. I was having fun. But sometimes it just makes me really sad because, like, wow, what would my child have been like? Would my child have had KT? I hope not. But if it would have, I would have been able to explain it to him or her. We would have been like, I feel like I'm in this with somebody. Somebody knows exactly how I feel. I guess it's selfish to say that, but that's how it would have felt. And then it's just like, that's a part of me. And then I hear people that have KT and they're like, they had the worst pregnancy and they lost their kids. And I think, like, man, is that why I had a miscarriage? Was it my KT that made me lose my child? And actually, yesterday I just kind of brought it up to his attention, and I don't know. I don't think he took it as serious as I did, which is fine. I mean, what's done is done. It's what, it can't change the past. We're not gonna bang again. Hell no. I hope we ain't. Um, but I don't know. It just kind of hurts my feelings sometimes. It just kind of makes me feel sad. And it would have been nice to have something for myself, a person for myself to take care of, a person that came from me, to take care of and just to be happy with. But things happen for a reason. But I don't know. It just kind of makes me sad, and it kind of makes me wonder, like, I know things would be hard having a baby and having a disability, but why not? It's like, I'm happy that it happened, that it didn't happen, but I'm sad that it didn't happen. And I don't know. And then it makes me scared, like, what if I get pregnant again and lose the baby every time? Like, it has nothing to do with not knowing that I was not knowing that I was pregnant. What if it's like this crazy thing, like, no, this is not for you? Because my leg is crazy, and I think that it has a mind of its own. And then when I hear from other people tell me, like, they have miscarriages, they lost their babies, they almost died. The guy that I was pregnant by, oh my God, my family would have had to take care of the baby if I would have died, because he is not. I ain't even gonna say he's not a bad. He's a good dad, yes, but he's not responsible. He couldn't do it on his own. But I don't know. There's just something to think about. So if you are pregnant and you have KT or whatever, you got a baby by somebody with KT, how was that? And even if you had a miscarriage, how was that? Because it's sad all the time. Like, I randomly think about it, and like, I've cried before. I just felt really bad. I felt like a monster. Like, oh my God, you should have known you were pregnant. It's hard to, you don't know that you're pregnant. And I did miss my period. Well, I should have known because I missed my period for a month. But then I started spotting, so I'm like, maybe the days were off because I don't keep up with it at all. And I did take a pregnancy test the first time. I mean, the second time. Not at the time after I lied to him, after we broke up. I took a pregnancy test. It said nothing. And I took another pregnancy test. It said pregnant and not pregnant. So I'm like, what the hell? I can't be pregnant because I already took a test. So I don't know. That's just something to think about. So until next time, loves. Mwah.